there's no...
there's no thing.
There's no thing. I haven't put that back into the thing yet.
Nope.
That was a long show.
Yeah. Well, part of it was.
No,
the
you were
first
right
part
on time,
went
actually.
long.
Not really. You only went like 2 minutes long.
Well, a little bit, and then then we had all the breaks in between.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Not,
Once I
it's not as long as you think it is.
So let me guys ask
That's
you.
what she said.
I know that the quality was degraded, but was the stream more stable once I stopped the multi-bit rate and only went with a single low quality stream? Was it at least watchable at that point? That will tell me that will give me some data as to what's going on there. And Space Mike, great job. Thank you, as always, for making that all go.
Thank
you don't have to hang out for After Dark if you don't want to. You can. I mean, I'm not gonna
I'd like to stick around for a little bit. Was the quality better on my side and everything? It looks like it is.
So much better. So
Until
much
you were
better.
bouncing, and then the whole thing
yeah.
Well,
You get
my
excited.
little table here keeps...
Yeah. So we
Don't
have
worry, guys. I'm just on the fault line right now. There's actually a rocket launching right outside, but
don't
pay
joke
no
about that.
attention to that.
We actually had an interview once where there was I forget what her name was, and I forget exactly why we were interviewing her even. But she was like, "Hold on a second. There's alarms going on. There's a hurricane or
tornado."
And she's like, "I just gotta run to the basement." We were like, "No." And she hung up and called us back, and we were like, if you
don't call us back.
It's okay. We don't need to do
if you're in severe
this
weather,
now.
go save yourself.
And she's like, no, it's okay. Can you hear me all right? We're like, I guess so.
Yeah, actually, so fun little factoids about this particular set. We went with this table and these chairs specifically because on those chairs where you can rotate and kind of bounce, I tap my leg constantly.
So annoying.
Yeah, and I'm always moving a part of the set, which you could tell. So during the show, I'm continually tapping my leg. In fact, I'm doing it right now, but it's extreme. Well, you can actually see in the corner. Yep, other than that, it's really hard to tell.
Drives me bonkers.
Yeah. So, yeah.
My problem is I talk with my hands too much and I get all bouncy.
You get excited about the awesome stuff going on in space.
I do. It is awesome.
Yeah, it makes me a little bit sad that you cover all our SpaceX stories because they have the cool stories, right? The ADSD, the Autonomous Spaceport Drone Ship, dude, that video was epic.
No, you said that all completely wrong.
Oh,
just read the instructions.
Just read the instructions.
I keep calling it the barge. The barge.
It is not the barge. It is not the barge.
It's called just read the instructions. People name their boats or they name their scooters or what have you. We've named our autonomous spaceport drone ship. Just read the instructions.
So Chris Radcliffe, if you're still watching, the Fight for Space interview was specifically because of the Reddit post in which you commented, and you'll notice those two questions came directly out of your blog post where you said these are two things you need to make sure you don't do.
So hilariously, Ben is reading. Unbeknownst to me, I have no idea what he's reading. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why he's reading whatever it is that he's reading. We're probably standing in line for waiting for a bus or something at that point. And he goes, I agree with all of this. And then he says, oh. And I said, you sounded upset about that. What's going on? He's explaining how he's reading all of this, and it's very well written, and it's very eloquent. And I said, did you write it? And he said, no, but Chris Radcliffe did.
I didn't realize first I didn't notice that he was the person who had commented in Reddit.
Right.
And then I didn't realize that he had linked to his own blog post, which, you know, a little, okay, whatever.
It's Chris Radcliffe. We let him do those things.
We'll let him do that. So yeah, I'm reading this. I'm like, yes, all of these things are good examples and true. And yeah, I'm like, oh,
hilarious.
I'm like, oh, it's Chris. That's why.
That's why. That's why I so wholeheartedly agree. I was like, yeah, when's the last time you disagreed with Chris Radcliffe? He's like, yeah, no, I don't think ever. Like, all right, good. Just checking.
So anyhow, that segment
funny.
brought to you by Chris Radcliffe. We did back it. I don't necessarily disagree with what Chris said on the Reddit page, but I do think that data in movies and documentaries like this are important. So despite those reasons, we backed it anyhow. And, you know, I understand how it goes, right? I mean, stuff just skyrockets and gets bigger and off you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Things and stuff.
let's talk about, what was I going to talk about? Oh,
You're talking about the show.
I was going to talk about the show. We have 2 new cameras. They're way more, if you watched last week's show, the color balance between the 2 was driving me crazy. So we now have 2 new cameras. They look much better. They need a little bit more tweaking. I just didn't have time to do it before the show, but way closer, right?
Background looks much the same on both. It looks really nice.
Yeah,
no more purple.
Well, we'll notice that Space Mike doesn't flicker anymore. That was a refresh issue, which as soon as it happened, I knew what the issue was, and I'm like, I can't fix that here.
And I even purposely tested your system by wearing stripes.
Ha! Ha!
Nice.
Ha!
Yeah, it's tiny stripes too. Good job about that.
Let me ask you guys. All right, community of tomorrow. I have been bothering her with this for a while, and I'm going to bother you with this, and I'm probably going to ignore what everyone says, but I at least want to bounce the idea off.
He wants to make you feel like you're almost involved.
I want you to feel like you think you're part of the process.
Phrase, you know what? I'll think about that. And like every parent knows, they will never think about that from that moment on.
So,
yeah.
So one of our cameras is a 4K camera.
Oh, God.
One of our cameras is a 1080p camera. Now, our switcher can't do 1080p. So this is 1080p. This is 4K. But both of them are in 1080i mode right now because that's all the switcher can support. Now, regardless, I think we're going to be upgrading our switcher so that we can move to 1080p because when we start, I'm working on some graphics packages. They're taking way longer than I wanted. They will come out someday. Probably 2018, but who knows? When you used interlace, you get these weird jaggy lines. So regardless, we're going to have to upgrade this switcher. Now, when we upgrade the switcher that supports 1080p, it will then also support 4K. Whether we want it to or not, it just comes with 4K. Now, I can't stream live 4K. I can barely stream live anything right now regardless. So obviously, we need to fix that. But is it worth my time and effort to slowly, get rid of the 1080p camera and replace it with a 4K camera? When I'm looking at getting the talk show system for Skype. Should I get the scalers? Do you guys care about 4K at all, is I guess what I'm getting at. Should I spend my time and effort there at all, or should I just concentrate on 1080p? You would not get 4K live, at least not for the foreseeable future. But it would be archived in 4K, the whole thing, top to bottom, all of our video clips, all of our everything. Now, one other thing I would like to mention is that even if we did 4K right now, the only things that would be 4K are this camera, that camera, and then the graphics. All of the launch coverage we get comes down 1080p or lower. Like if it's from China, it comes in 180p. Any Skype video that's going to come in is going to come in maximum 1080. It's not going to come in any higher than that. We're going to have to scale it up to 4K. So that's the only thing that'll be 4K. Another note, if we ever are able to get tomorrow bigger, badder doing its own thing, and we do have a thing down at Cape Canaveral for operations, we could shoot our own 4K launch coverage. So there you go.
So we're getting a mix of answers here, some of which are 4K 48 frames.
No, I can't do that actually. The switcher won't allow that.
Some people are asking, why not just go ahead and go to 8K?
Why not just go ahead and go to 8K?
And then everyone else is like, I don't have a screen that can play 4K, so why would I care?
Yeah, so you don't have a screen that can play 4K today, but we were at the store not that long ago, and a good third of them, would you say?
Do we have one of those?
A 4K screen?
Uh-huh.
No, we have 2 of them. So hang on. Hold. In my defense, this is a 4K screen. It is 55 inches. It is under $1,000. Right? So 4K screens are here.
This is what 4K looks like.
This is that is what 240p scaled up to 4K, shot on a camera, and then shot over the internet back down to 240p. That's what that looks like. But it was it was hilarious. We took the camera to
see, a 4K screen, 50-inch, 60 hertz, but only 2
megabit cable connection.
Thank you, 2 megabit. I'm so sorry, I put a choke at that point. Cable
but you
connection,
can download,
yeah.
you can store and forward that, right? So if you do our iTunes channel, we could release a 4K iTunes channel, and you could just download the clip and then take that and sling it to your whatever device you want. An Apple TV, maybe your TV supports Plane of
no
Media,
regrets.
right?
Yeah, I just...
So Jet for me says 4K only makes sense for very large screens you sit very close to. That is partly true. For the same reason that a 1080p display actually works fairly well on a very small smartphone, where you get that high pixel density. The true is actually true for 4K displays as well. Where you fall down is compression. Compression technology isn't there yet. So anyhow, this is something that I'm considering. It's, you know, we're going to be very close to it because we're going to upgrade to 1080p regardless. That's a place we need to be. The 1080p upgrade gets me 4K capabilities, so do I go all the way and spend the slightly more to get 4K, or do I just not care at this point? Now, the other advantage to 4K is then we can start showing up in 4K channels, right? So if you've got your TV and you've got your brand new 4K TV,
which is funny because Chris Kyle just said my phone has a 4K screen and shoots in 4K, but apart from that, it's not something I'm willing to spend money on. I'm waiting for more 4K content, and then I will seriously consider
That's the problem with 4K today is there's not a lot of content, but if we become part of the content, right?
Because it's like us and Monk.
Right. Well, no, if we're 4K content, a fairly well-produced 4K content that you can get on your TV, maybe we can get in front of more people who are, because instead of having this sea of channels to choose from, you've got like 6. And if tomorrow's one of them,
Quite
right?
literally, because one is oceans, one is forests.
We know this from one of our other 4K TVs.
With terrible music, so I totally understand what Hildebrand's point is about good music in the movie.
Oh, y'all.
I think that you should get the 4K camera and give your old 1080p to me.
Well, sadly, the cameras. I wish I could show. Dada, can you spin one of them around so they can see? The cameras are designed for studios, so they're really cool.
Oh God, with all of that other crap in the background, really?
No, we're not going to do this. Yeah, we're not going to do this.
That's after dark. Only the premium members get that.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to work. You can try.
Oh,
You're gonna try to take it
we
off
haven't
the,
cleaned anything since like Christmas. Well, because we got busy. We went to work.
So this is, we'll pull the power. It has a battery. No, don't pull that though.
Pull this, pull that.
These are the cameras. They have these nice giant screens. They're like this. They're completely remote controlled through the software. So we can paint the picture so that this camera matches.
Too bad you're wearing black.
Yeah,
here.
I know, right? There's the other. Oh, you saw the tally light on it as well. So when we
there
switch
you go.
back and forth, you can kind of see. Dissolve just a little bit to the other camera. You'll see that. There you go. The tally light goes off, so we can actually see when we're on air, where we need to. Oh, thanks for the slow dramatic.
You
dissolve.
said slow.
I said no, just a little bit. I just wanted to kick the tally light out. All I wanted was the tally light. So, and that's all controlled. It's got this nice big battery, but it's all controlled through this fiber optic cable. So we've got this fiber optic cable. It sends two-way audio and video through the camera. It works. They work great. This is a Blackmagic Studio camera. We've got a Studio Camera HD and a Studio Camera 4K, and that's really what it comes down to. Is there's a price difference of $1,000 between the two.
Here's the nice big screen.
The huge, nice, gorgeous screen. Yeah.
Hey,
so
big
I could give you
shoulder.
this camera, but you can't plug it into anything. You wouldn't be able to. You'd be like,
I wouldn't be able to do anything with it.
It can't record. It's incapable of recording. It has no record functions whatsoever. It can only send out live video. Yeah. They ask, JDN asks how much they cost. This is a $2,000 camera, and the Ultra version is a $3,000 camera plus glass.
This is why we need even more Patreon people.
Actually, it's directly because of the patrons we spent.
Can we talk about that really quickly about us being the 100 top patrons?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that was a really cool thing. While we were on vacation, we got this really, really amazing email to all top 100.
Yeah. Patreon, in their infinite wisdom, accidentally sent out an email to their top 100 largest creators by revenue.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is, because of you, the community of tomorrow is one of the top 100 largest creators in Patreon by revenue for 2014.
Keep in mind, we're up there with, I think it's Geekbeat TV, Chris Perillo, like much bigger names than I would normally associate the two of us with. And then a bunch of other names I've never heard of before either, but that's because we do completely different things, so that's not really all of that.
So it's
surprising.
It's all because of you guys. The funny thing is, though, they sent the email to everyone with their individual email addresses in the CC field. So,
which was amazing.
You need to understand, you're sending this to a highly tech literate crowd.
Not
who
just tech
immediately
literate,
noticed that.
but most of the people on here have some sort of comedic value to the majority of their particular their sites. So sure enough, one dude was like, reply all. And he's like,
after that, it was a storm of reply alls. Oh my
so
God.
many emails.
My phone was bling, 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 bling.
It was.
Bling,
I started getting worried. I was like, "Is that work? I mean, do we need to go? Is
like,
everything okay?"
No, it's us being popular on Patreon.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. And
You want to talk about first world problems?
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh man, my battery was getting drained because I know. Oh, we made too much money on Patreon.
Yeah, but that really obviously has nothing to do with either one of us in any way, shape, or form, and everything to do with you guys. And that was a huge, huge thing. It made us feel really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie, but really, that all just goes back to you because, again, we did nothing.
I do want to point out that all of this gets funneled back into the show, right? So obviously that's $5,000 in cameras, another $1,000 in lenses, $4,000 in lights. Obviously we have spent way more than we've made already this year on Patreon on upgrading and improving TMRO. That's because we put more than 100% of our patron funding, whatever that is, more than 100% of what we get from Patreon of your patronage goes back into the show. So if you're willing to commit that, and if you're willing to say, yeah, look, I'll back you guys at $1 or $5 or $10. Some people are at $20. Right? Some people really go above and beyond. If you're willing to do that, then so are we.
I don't think those people know what they've done.
Maybe not.
Every time one of those comes in, I'm
no,
like,
I email every single one of them. I email every single one of them when I see that, and I'm like, hey. Just want to make sure.
Wait, but do they donate $20 and then put a limit of $5 a month?
I don't think you can.
That would be awesome.
Hilarious. Yeah. So yeah. Anyhow.
Yeah. No. For sure. I mean. Yeah.
So JDNZ82 asks, can I move the lens from the 1080 onto the 4K? It's actually the same lens on each one. So yes, they're completely interchangeable. Yeah. And actually, I like the color saturation of the 4K more. So, Space Mike, what's new with you while we got you on the thing? Anything cool?
What up, yo?
Anything cool going on in Mountain Standard Time?
Well, in Mountain Standard Time, Orbital is busy building a bunch of rockets, and they had a cool event, you know, like a tour type of thing that they do quite often. They do several of those throughout the year. And I was able to reconnect with one of my childhood friends' dads who worked for Orbital Sciences. And, you know, I knew him like all along, you know, and like I was a space nut when I was a little kid, but then like got out of it, you know, going into teenager and adulthood. And so to be able to reconnect with him and just be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I'm a space nut now. And like, I know all this stuff about your company and all these other things. And like, we just
but I'm not
like,
creepy. I'm not creepy.
Hours. No. Well, he remembered me eventually. He was just like, oh yeah, and we were talking for hours. Eventually his wife had to like pull him away, and she was just like, okay honey, that's enough space talk for today.
That's funny.
Oh man. But I just moved into a new house, so that's why my connection and sets have been all crazy lately, and I just had to get a new dual band AC router so that I could support all these multiple devices and stuff.
As one does, right? I mean, I totally hear you. Actually, Chris Radcliffe, where are you at now? Are you in Arizona?
Yes, I am. I am in Mesa, Arizona, which is part of the Phoenix metro area.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Grew up here, born and raised.
Aww.
Aww.
I'm a bit of a desert rat though. Like I go anywhere that's below 60 degrees, and like I need like several layers of coats and a parka, and like in complaining of frostbite and things like that.
So Tori Bruno of United Launch Alliance, who is really active on Twitter, and it is hilarious to kind of watch him and Elon. They don't really go at it, but they're definitely like on that same kind of. They're definitely like ready, just kind of like one of those. He's talked about they're going to make some announcements on the Atlas V or at least ULA launch updates early next month, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And I pinged him and I said, hey, we'd love to have you on talking about this stuff. And he actually said, my people will be in contact. Now, he probably said that before he looked me up. But, right? Because if I were him, I'd be like, whoa, wait, what? So it actually, that's a legit issue, is there's a conflict of interest. So we cannot do that interview. We shouldn't do that interview just on ethics alone, right? It's improper for us to do that. But you don't have the same ethical problem we have. So
No, I don't.
if you're up for it, I would love to send you out either here or there or somewhere to perform an interview with the head of United Launch Alliance if I can convince him. No, we actually are all about whoever can get humans into space. I don't care what company it is. If you're doing something awesome, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
there you go.
I would be more than down for that. That would be amazing.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that actually goes.
I'm actually glad that I didn't bring up his comments, his Twitter comments that he made about the landing attempt. I was gonna say something. Never mind. I'll just keep it to myself.
Well,
even in After Dark.
I will say this: they did feel a little bit heavy-handed. Isn't quite the word I wanted. Because
it was almost like whatever that variation of a backhanded compliment was.
It's
right?
a polite, passive-aggressive.
Yeah,
except that when you look at what they did and what SpaceX is doing, it's like, oh, you're trying to compare what SpaceX is doing to your failed attempt? Way to go, guys. Oh, did you fund that out of pocket when the money? You didn't. Huh. So anyhow, I'll stop there. I'll get off that soapbox.
That's why they stopped doing it, by the way.
So, yeah. Yeah.
My comment was, how's that going for you?
Oh, yeah. How is that program these days? I haven't heard much about it.
That was Badger Legs. It was. Oh, there is a fake.
There is a fake Tony account, and it was
it's
not
Tory,
that.
isn't it?
Tory,
It's
Tory,
Tory.
Tony. There is a fake one, and that's not the account that made the initial comments.
And it's hilarious because
They're
Tory
both
knows
funny.
of the fake account and interacts with the fake
they're
account and asks the
both
fake
funny.
account to add hair because it was a fake account, so why not add fake hair? And so the fake account did.
Like, drew it in MS Paint. It was awesome.
It's hilarious. I am loving these guys on Twitter. It is so much fun.
Tory,
it is
it's
absolutely Tory, yes.
Tory Bruno, yeah, hilarious. So the real Tory Bruno, funny, and then the fake Tory Bruno, also very funny. And they're funny together. It's two great tastes that taste great together. Yeah.
I did a couple of interviews with the ULA and Lockheed guys when I was doing interviews for Moon and Back. So
Nice.
There's a lot of questions that I would have about some of their other programs that is, under the United Launch Alliance. What is really their level of involvement with trying to help Maston out with his lander? What's their involvement on trying to, come up with a new engine?
We'll ask
We'll
Maston
have
next
Dave on
week. He's
next
going to be in
week.
studio, yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, actually, next week is going to be fun. You guys are going to get to see. There's more thought into this set than just this, right? We put a lot of there is a lot of work that went
There's
into
so
set.
much cleaning I'm gonna need to do.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not even funny right now.
Oh yeah, there's an interview table over there that you can't see. It's directly off
Over
camera.
there.
With clothes on it. That
It hasn't been used for anything other than that.
and a few books
since we purchased it.
That's going to be in replace of this table that we will sit around because this table doesn't
Yeah, you
lend
guys thought the
itself.
transitions this week were difficult? You just wait till next week.
Oh yeah, we need to work those transitions. We need to figure out.
We need stagehands, dude.
We need stagehands.
Mm-hmm.
No, we need to figure out how to make.
Kat, you know stagehands, right?
Yeah,
I'm kidding. It was yeah.
No,
I do.
we need a couple things. One, we need to figure out how to make this show so fluid that there are no breaks. Like
Yeah.
from beginning to end, it's as if it were a live television show. I don't want you guys to have to. I know you guys like watching us do the cold open after the fact, but I really want it to be a cohesive, awesome live show from beginning to end.
Can we do it like Channel 7 coming ups?
With the wicked zoom for no good reason?
Yes!
Oh my god, you guys need to.
And this hyper awkward dude standing there for way too long.
I know.
Almost like they forgot to tell him he was on air.
LA is terrible at television news, and they're just awful at it. And on Channel 7, they'll do these cold opens or these coming ups.
Helldesk, yes, and Stephanie, yes.
A rotating set.
I don't see why not.
So they'll do this open, and they'll start with this nice wide shot like this, and then do this wicked fast zoom into his face. Like
It's like you go from Ben's position to Mike's position. It's
but
crazy.
in a second,
bands.
in a split second, it's like boom,
And
really
again,
fast.
it's almost as if they didn't tell the dude that he was supposed to be on air.
Because
there's no
this
countdown.
Because it's not like it's elegant. It's this awkward pause, Zoom, says what he needs to say, awkward pause, cutaway. Every time.
Every time.
It's so awful. It's so terrible.
Ridiculously awful, but it's so awesome.
Anyhow.
Do they have sound effects when they do it? Because that would make it even more awesome.
They should. So the first thing we need to do, we need to fix that. So in order for that to work, I think we need to get the, I really want Skype TX. Of the things I want to get, the 1080p switcher, I can't figure out what's more important right now is upgrading to 1080p so that we can get clean graphics when those are ready to deploy. It'll also make it faster to work the show because we don't have to run a deinterlace filter on it. So my encoding time will be cut in a third. Not into a third, it'll be cut by a third.
Whatever you just said.
Yeah. So
I agree with you.
1080p is good all the way around. Interlace is evil. 1080p is good.
Yeah,
so that's
I
one.
knew that a long time ago.
So, that's the only thing our
When
Switch
you
is
made
for.
that video out on the lake.
I did. Or number two for these live interviews, because I'm trying to do as many live interviews as we can. And special thanks to Tim, director Tim, for making this happen this week. It was Bill was your idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all Dutta. He set up basically we were on vacation and Tim said,
and we did
here,
nothing.
we didn't do anything and all I did was like, awesome, my Skype name is this, see you then. it was great. And do more of that, Tim. Same thing with you.
Have I just graduated from being Dutta to Tim?
Oh, crap. Yeah, he may have. Because when we're talking, because the reason he was Dutta is because we worked so often with the Baileys that Tim was Bailey to me, right? I can't have more than one Tim. That's not allowed. So I think they flip-flopped.
Wow.
Internet history right here. Wow.
Boom. Yeah, I think Tim's camera's off. That's why. I'm looking at my, I'm sorry, I'm replying to the chat room. JDNZ82 said, we haven't seen Tim this week, and there you go. He just turned his camera back on. No memory, it has no memory card. Tim is using one of the older, there you go. He doesn't need one of the new fancy cameras, though. He gets the old, he gets the hand-me-downs from the actual...
You don't want me in HD, trust me.
You barely want me in HD, man. God.
Citizen, we only have to find some space videos. Let's see here.
Oy.
I have some music I made on my iPad that is all named after space-related stuff.
Oh, are you any good at making music?
I will let you be the judge of that. I think I am, but I'm biased.
He's been in a band.
Am I allowed to be brutally honest?
Are you still in a band?
Yes.
Just
Okay.
because you're
no,
in
I'm
a
not.
band doesn't mean you're good at it.
I didn't.
I don't know why I'm yelling.
I don't know why you're yelling either.
All right, play us music.
Let's see. I am trying to find the link here.
Thus far, I got to tell you, I'm underwhelmed. Oh, good, we get to hear him typing. Oh, I never fixed our equalization on the microphones. Dang it, I bet we're too bassy again. Oh, well.
Because it's all about that.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Asking for it.
It wasn't me.
I don't know if she was heard.
It wasn't me.
I'm not going to repeat it.
It wasn't me. Ah. It wasn't me.
Yes, I got it. It wasn't you.
I posted a link in the
In the chat room?
no, in our Skype call. I can't get into the chat room for some reason. I keep trying and it just doesn't want to let me.
Like him.
It just is connecting.
We put you on a ban list.
That's why.
Are you connecting through the web page, or how are you trying to connect?
If you look in Dutta might have to do this. I mean, Tim, excuse me, might have to look in the chat of our Skype call because that's
You
where
can
I put
see it
the,
sitting right there. It's right. Ah!
Ah!
Oh, actually, this will work great because it's going to come over his. Yeah. Here we go. Technology both working and failing at the same time.
There you go. Now you just press play at the top there.
I would definitely listen to this while playing Kerbal Space Program.
Wait for it. You can customize Kerbal Space Programs for the different events and what music's playing there, and I put in a couple of different songs for when like I reach into orbit or when I do an escape velocity, because it changes when you go into orbit around the sun too.
All right, pause it, Dada, because we can't hear Space Mike when you do. All right, so say all of that again because you were overdone by your music. Also, tell people where they can get, because it looks like that's on SoundCloud, so they want to know where they can get it.
That's right. This is just my little solo project. It's at soundcloud.com/orbitaltransit. And yeah. Most of it's just stuff that I've done for fun. I haven't tried to promote it at all or anything, so this is the first kind of sharing with it. And there's no lyrics to it. It's all just instrumental music, but it all is kind of space themed. So
cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
How do I ambigonate again?
Click on Skype. Yep, there you go. And then once you're in there, now you can ambigonate. Yep, in the upper right-hand corner.
The Ambiginator, you found it.
Yep. This will all be fixed with Skype TX. It'll be so much better, but it's $4,000 for Skype TX. But I think if we're going to be doing live interviews consistently, by the way, are you guys liking these live interviews? What do you think? Are these working well for you? And keep in mind, the show format has changed because of that a little bit, where Space News is the second segment, because it gets. Chris Radcliffe brought up a valid point, which is when we do them out of order, if we reference something from one other thing that happened, it doesn't flow right. So we're just doing them in order now. Now we have to wait for the delay.
And don't worry, I won't be doing the interview next week.
No, I'm trying to make it so that we bounce back and forth, because you actually do a fantastic job interviewing. So I'll do Dave Maston because he's my man crush. And right.
That's awkward.
Well, it's true. It's true. I think I'm his man crush too. So it's.
I can be very distracting too. So.
And then do we know who we've got? I'm trying to get Doug Messier back on. Not
Ellison?
Doug Messier. Nope. Doug Ellison. Sorry.
Well, no, we'll bring Doug. Actually, happy belated birthday, Doug.
To Ellison?
Yeah.
Oh, happy belated
Doug
birthday.
Messier. His birthday was January 22nd.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Doug Messier. Although we need to bring Doug Messier back on, too. But so the two Dougs, Doug Messier, Doug Ellison. I want to bring on William Pomerantz. And actually, we should do that soon. We should, because they've got that Launcher One thing going on. They just made some announcements there. So DJ Dr. P, bring him back on. We got Dave on. And then if you guys have people that you want to see us bring on, email me, benjamin@tmro.tv. You know? Some just cool, interesting people to do stuff.
One of my favorite interviews that you guys ever did was with John Karras, I think is how you say his name, K-A-R-A-S, with Lockheed Martin. Oh, man, that guy was phenomenal. He was so fired up about all the stuff that Lockheed has planned.
God, was that on site?
That was
yes.
Yeah, that was launch coverage on STS-135.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I remember, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
We were exhausted.
Oh, that was, yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I actually want to, at some point, get Andrea from KSC back on.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, just email. Anyone. By the way, if you think that there's an interview we should be doing, you just email me. But also, if you know the person, feel free to just introduce me, right? Just get the conversation started, and I'll run with it from there. Unless you're Tim, and then you can just do the whole thing. I've got a guest FAQ that you can send them. I mean, it's pretty awesome stuff.
I think that just a random idea that just popped in my head. We should try to have like a month or a week where we focus on Google Lunar X Prize again and see what the updates are, because some of the teams have dropped out, some of them have merged, and you know what's been going on.
Michael Dornbus.
I was just going to say Eva Dot.
Yep, that's who we need to bring on for that. Yep, that's a good idea.
Very cool. Well, anyway, guys, I need to get going, but
Yes.
very good and lots of really cool stuff, and I will see you guys next week.
Absolutely.
you,
Have a
Mike.
great one. Thank you, as always, for your time.
Thank you. We'll
Yeah,
talk to you later.
Whoosh, he's gone. Right? It's coming together. So screen is fixed. Background's looking better. I'm not bouncing as much as anymore. We need a little bit more tweaking on the audio, I think. So the next thing that needs to be fixed is the live encoder. So I'll work on that. And then we need to get some sort of better Skype system. So I think I will do Skype before I do 1080p. And then after that, we're going to... So if you're wondering, by the way, where your Patreon money is going, just every time I say something, just go ka-ching, ka-ching. Oh, but he doesn't do GLXP at all, Chris? I thought he kind of still kept up to it a little bit, at least. I know he's really big into, like... Well, right now he's big into getting his license, his pilot's license. Bring on Leo. All right, actually, Leo's not a bad idea. He can Disney bound as.
Skin tone is a bit too white. No, really, that just is my skin tone.
Actually, we should bring on Leo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's at Disney today.
Of course he is. We need to go to Disney too. We need to pick up the other mugs.
Yeah, I know.
Um.
Oh, that reminds me.
We got a cool guest in February.
Who do we have in February?
Livy Doodle.
Blue.
Livy Doodle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did we confirm that date? Oh yeah, February 20.
4?
Yeah, I know. That's why I said 24.
I don't know. I still can't access the calendar on my phone.
Didn't I send you the iCal link?
Yeah, it doesn't work. You were on vacation, so I wasn't gonna bother you.
I appreciate that.
But now.
Yeah. So I'm actually also really digging on, Windows and Microsoft. I did not think that I'd be digging on Microsoft again, but their Office suite, we used to use Google Apps for TMRO. We moved over to Office 365 for Business. It's actually been working pretty good. That's how we run. We're running the Surfaces, and actually, when we run the show, it looks like this. We've just got a Word, right? So we've got the chat room and the outline sitting on the Surface side by side. It's quite. I mean, it's good. It doesn't suck, and I'm actually very excited for Windows 10. Not that Apple's bad, but we just found ourselves very slowly moving away from Apple. The only Apple gear left is the Skype call-in window is an Apple Mac Mini, and that's going to hopefully be replaced with Skype TX. And then the encoder that we're having issues with is the old school Mac Pro that Perforce bought for Space Vidcast. And HoloLens looks awesome. How do you say that?
Srepetsik. Like repeatsik, but srepetsik. Srepetsik. Srepetsik.
Yeah. So I'm excited for Windows 10. I'm excited for the Hall. I feel like there was something else we were going to talk about. The future show stuff. Oh, our Disney trip.
Nobody cares.
Oh, do you guys care about our Disney trip?
No. It's okay.
I'm going to let them answer.
We care, but that doesn't mean that other people care. I'm just saying.
Does anyone else care? I'm wearing a Disney shirt. I'm wearing an Epcot shirt.
You are.
Yeah, you're wearing actually you're wearing an Epcot shirt too.
I am.
Mission Space, one of our favorite rides.
Yep.
See, I care. Disney. They care. They want to know about Disney.
One person does?
No, that's like 3.
Oh, Stephanie does too. Measles were Disneyland. Good try though.
Yeah, measles were Disneyland. Also, I'm vaccinated because I'm not an idiot. How about that? Oh my God, did you see that picture? Oh, so I tweeted out a picture, or was it Facebook? Does anyone remember where it was? Twitter, all right. So I tweeted out a picture. This was from, actually, this ride, Mission Space, because every ride must end in a gift shop. Mission Space ends in a gift shop, and in the gift shop is a book, as if this book were current. It's not like joking or anything else. Talking about America's Future Constellation Program, and I'm like, oh God. Oh, Disney. Oh.
Actually, they were talking about Project Constellation.
Project Constellation, you're right. Yeah.
Project Constellation.
Yeah.
It was Facebook because I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
The control room is telling me it was Facebook, not Twitter.
I don't. Do we have any actual good Disney stories? We didn't go on a lot of rides.
We don't do Disney for rides, right? So
we
we're
walked
weird.
around a lot and we ate a lot.
I get.
I mean, if you want to talk about the food, we can.
Oh,
But-
Victoria and Albert. So I'm going to talk about this.
All right.
So we, family and friends know us very well, and so we get tons of gift cards, and we got enough where we could afford to go to Victoria and Albert's, which is absolutely amazing. We also had enough gift cards to buy a boatload of shirts, which are way overpriced at Disney.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah, we packed way too many clothes because we actually packed clothes to wear every day, and then we
Bought
probably
clothes
purchased enough clothes to
to
probably
wear every day,
every single
yeah.
day.
So, but we went to Victoria and Albert's, which, if you guys don't know, that's a 5-diamond restaurant. Excuse me.
5 diamond, 5 star. I don't know.
I don't know. It's the highest rated kind of thingy you can get. It's the only one that's 5 in, I think,
all of
Dis-
Orlando.
All of Orlando, and I
wanna
think
say it's-
all Disney properties too. I don't think they have a 5-diamond here,
Yeah. I don't know.
or is it 4
Yeah.
diamond? I don't know. It's as high as you can get. Right?
Yeah, gain like 15 pounds. Yeah, no, easy for sure, dude.
At Victoria and Albert's, it's one of the only places that actually has a dress code. You must wear for gentlemen. You must wear a suit and
tie.
For where we sat, the tie was optional. But
no,
I had
no, the jacket was optional.
no. The
thought
tie
the-
was optional.
The tie was optional.
Jacket was not optional, and from where we sat, if I wanted to go out to the restroom, I had to put my jacket back on.
Right. So the
Well,
jacket.
I see what you're saying. When I walked, I did not need to wear a tie into the restaurant,
Oh.
but I did need to wear a jacket into the restaurant.
Okay.
Restaurant.
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 Front of house.
Yeah,
By
yeah.
the way.
So we did the chef's table at Victoria and Albert's, and that was some of the best food, if not the best food I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I am a snobby eater. I really like good food.
It pretty much ruined all the rest of the, because we were really excited, right? So we were like, oh, we're gonna go. This is our birthday / anniversary thing. Like we're going to Le Cellier in Canada. We're gonna hit Artist Point and Wilderness Lodge.
Although they still have better soup.
Yeah, we're going to all of our top favorite restaurants. Brown Derby over at Hollywood Studios, and after Victoria and Albert's, it basically didn't matter what we ate. It was crap, comparatively. It didn't matter, which is it's like really good and really sad all at the same time, because partly it was like, oh, now I can just eat food for nutrition. Because it doesn't matter what it tastes like, because I don't care anymore. Because it doesn't matter. It's just not going to be as good. Yeah, we ended up sitting down for a 10-course meal in the what they call the chef's table, which is inside of the kitchen. It's so difficult to explain, but the end of our table, which was only a little bit bigger than this, pretty much just squared off. And enough seating area for some other person to be sitting on the other side of it, and then a railing, and then I could reach out and smack one of the cooks if I wanted to. They were available for any questions that we might have. They asked us if we were doing okay, if we had any questions. They did answer one question about this vegetable I'd never seen before. It was some sort of odd kind of onion-looking thing. It's shaped like a peach, a donut peach. If you guys have ever seen those, they kind of look like flying saucer peaches. This is like a flying saucer onion. Apparently the flavor's close, somewhere between a shallot and an onion, so a little bit sweeter. But fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And because Ben's allergic to fish, but I'm not allergic to fish, each 10 courses were ever so slightly different. So anytime I had a fish dish, he did not have a fish dish. And each thing everything was small. It was sort of like small plates, but 10 of them, which was ridiculous, and 3 breads and like 2 desserts and I can't even. We have the menu, which is good because I can't even remember everything that we ate. It was astounding, and the smoke thing.
Oh man, yeah, it was awesome.
Oh my God, I wish you could. I wish there was. I wish. I
want to
could
bring people there.
Yeah, absolutely incredible in every single way. The chef actually came over at some point, and she sat down and talked with us a little bit about it, about the dishes that we were eating, and if we had any questions about it and where things came from. And they have a guy, that was the thing that I thought was hilarious. There's a guy there who's like a master baker and a master chocolatier.
Yes.
And the thing you have to understand, what I didn't understand before working with an actual chef, I just thought the term chef was like, is like saying mechanic, right? Like when you are a car mechanic, you work on cars. That's what you do. But a chef is actually, it's much more closer to the military. It's like saying admiral. So you're not just a regular general. You are an admiral. So the chef in the kitchen, or head chef in the kitchen, is the top person in the kitchen. And that was one of the people who was serving us. And then the executive sous chef was also somebody who was serving us, which is ridiculous because there was also servers who were serving us. And then, yeah, kind of like Tawika was saying, cook is more like a mechanic. So this guy who was a master baker and a master chocolatier, which is like insanity to me. That's two completely
His bread was amazing.
different things that are so, oh my God.
Chris asked, did we hear their colorful language? Well, no, actually, this
They
kitchen...
were so quiet. It was not Gordon Ramsay, okay?
No, this kitchen ran like a very
It was
well-tuned
smooth,
machine.
like
It was
butter.
It was
It
boom,
was
boom, just,
crazy.
and then back and forth, and it was impressive to
executive
watch.
sous chef would walk around and be like, so where are you on this? Where are you on that? You've got that? Okay, good. Yeah, we got that. They only do 2 services a night. So the first service, there was pre-prep before the service. Then during that service, there was some prep during that service for the next service. But yeah, it would just be like, you've got this, you've got this, you've got this. Okay, no, we got that. Okay, yep, all right, good. And he'd walk away, and then we just do things. And then every once in a while, you'd hear there's 3 pork, 2 chicken, 3 salmon, and then you hear herd, or 2 salmon, whatever it was. And then they would just, like ninja chefs. Yes, they
were ninja chefs. Yes.
It was crazy pants, but there was not a single person yelling, nothing even really got loud. I felt like you and I were too loud comparatively, and we weren't even talking like this. It was just, it was absolutely unbelievable. 10 courses, I think, took like 2 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours to consume that much food.
Best Disney experience I've ever had. Best dining experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
Most expensive food I have ever purchased.
We were okay. One of the
was
things?
expensive.
One of the courses was served in a Hawaiian rock salt bowl. It was this perfect bowl, pink, made out of salt.
30-million-year-old salt.
Just ridiculous. And I'm eating out of it, which also made me nervous. And then, thankfully, one of the servers, I can't remember his name off the top of my head now, but he made me feel much more comfortable because he said had been one time, they have a lot of these bowls, they have to serve a lot of people. There was one time that they had a brand new dishwasher. And he's going through things, and he puts all of the salt bowls into the dishwasher, and much to everyone's dismay, nothing came out the other end. And I said, I'm sorry, how old did you say this was? He's like 30 million. I'm like, okay. I was going to like smell it or something, just, out of curiosity.
Well, it's funny.
After that, I didn't want to touch it.
I'm scared to break it. He's like, whatever, we'll just fix it. We'll build it into a new bowl. I'm like, that's kind of cool. Beyond comprehension.
Yeah,
we're kind of getting hungry too. Rick Yan is asking how much, so I won't go into the exact pricing, but...
Stephanie actually in the chat room has a link to victorianalberts.com/chefstable.html, so if you really
And I'll go
interested,
over that. So the base pricing is $250 minimum per head, and then anything on top of that is extra as well. So you're not getting out of there at $250 per head.
Pretty much.
That doesn't include tip or tax.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Or alcohol, or yeah.
You can easily double that.
Oh yeah, like without even trying. Without even trying. The other thing you have to understand is that it's you go in and you're sitting at the chef's table, so chef is pretty much prepared. Other than any sort of food allergy sort of issues. Or dietary need kind of issues, everything's already preset for you. So we walked in and they said, "This is your menu. Do you have any issues with that?" And I said, "No. This all sounds delicious." And that was away you go. There were a couple of modifications that could be made should you want. You know, this kind of beef instead of that kind of beef, or you can always add some things to it, truffles and oils and other things to enhance. Yeah, crazy pants. Amazing.
Right.
Absolutely amazing.
Now I'm hungry. Oh, I will say the
Now I'm
reason...
starving, but it doesn't matter because I can just eat seaweed because everything is nothing in my mouth anymore.
But a lot of this show is inspired from Disney. The logo, like we sent shapes. We're there. We're taking pictures of shapes, right? Just like
I have a lot of
I like
really
this
weird
like shape or this
random
style or
pictures.
this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we use that as inspiration for building the shape of this logo. Or Dutta remembers. Actually, Dutta, this part of the logo was based off of Landing Pad, right? The T, and then kind of we wanted to do a cool swoosh, kind of same. And then the whole thing is actually kind of a monorail in motion kind of thing, right? So all based off of Disney in some way, because that's the thing that gives me inspiration to do some of the cooler things. And there's a lot more that I'm working on that you're not going to see in 2015, unfortunately, that I want to do that's based on things that I see over at Disney. So that's one of the reasons I take those trips.
We need an open.
We need an open. All right. Do we need an open, though? All right, you should do the... Bill Dunford, like you should do because you did the first interview part, so you should be the one that takes us out of the cold open.
Okay. So
You should say, coming up.
So I take your spot.
Yep, you take my spot. So coming up, SpaceX releases epic video. I'll say
How do I?
Beagle 2 found on Mars.
That's not what I wanted at all.
MRO sniffed out Beagle 2.
I'm going to use that. All right, so coming up.
Are. Good God. So what do you want me to say?
You're going to do SpaceX video.
A SpaceX video.
I'm going to do Beagle 2. Then we'll just do those two. And then you'll say, plus the interview with Bill Dunford. Stay tuned. Tomorrow begins right now.
How can you just say that? I just listen to you. I don't actually pay attention to what you say.
I know.
Great. Awesome.
And we want your best Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, your best Stephanie McMahon.
Hunter!
Triple H.
All right, what is this? Do this, take one, right?
You got it.
Do I need a black and go, or do we just go?
Nope, just go.
All right. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Coming up, SpaceX video.
MRO sniffs out Beagle 2.
Oh, wait, what else am I supposed to do?
That's it.
Is that it? That's just
That's
the two?
it. That's it. And then
No
Bill.
wonder why I'm
and then,
screwed up.
And then Bill.
And then Bill. Awesome. Already, number 2. Ready, go. Coming up, SpaceX video.
MRO sniffs out Beagle 2.
And joining us live, Bill Dunford for Riding with Robots. All that and more on this episode of TMRO.
Hunter!
God damn it.
Do we like that one? We're good, right?
I don't see why not. I didn't ruin it with any of your...
Give me one of those anyhow. Ready? 3.
Wait, on this episode of TMRO, I can't end it like that and then right now. How do you say it?
All that and more. Oh, wait, let's see here. With Bill Dunford. Stay tuned. Tomorrow begins right now.
Good God.
3.
Coming up, SpaceX video.
MRO sniffs out a beagle.
Could you hesitate any more on that? What is wrong with you? Have you never done one of these before?
That was in slow motion. MRO sniffs out a
Honestly.
This is for.
Oh, gods. Huh. Coming up, SpaceX video.
MRO sniffs out a beagle.
And joining us live is Bill Dunford with Writing with Robots. Oh, thank you so much. Take 5. Hate this crap. Ready?
Whenever you are.
Still 5. Coming up, SpaceX video.
MRO sniffs out a beagle.
And joining us live is Bill Dunford from Writing with Robots. All that and more on this episode of Tomorrow. Not gonna happen because I can't do it. I don't think that
That's
way.
fine, that's fine.
It's not
No,
the way
that's-
that I speak.
That's fine. I like that take better anyhow.
Sorry, I realized I didn't do it, and then I was like, nope, it's just not gonna be there.
Oh, whatever happened to bringing the show to an earlier time? That would have miserably failed on today's show. Do you guys want it at an earlier time? We tossed the idea around, but I don't know. Someone start a Reddit,
Question.
a self Reddit
Ready,
on
make,
that.
go.
Take a poll, do a straw poll, and give me some more data there that I can contemplate and figure out. What about you, Dada? What's your earliest? What's your no earlier than?
I don't know. I kind of enjoy sleeping in on Saturday mornings, but if I've got to wake up, I'll wake up.
No, I mean, yeah, I understand. So what's your no early? I mean, I'm not going to make you wake up for the show. That's evil. Well, I am evil.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, I do enjoy making you do extra work. So, I mean...
My opinion is irrelevant in this, I think.
all right. Give me data. Guys, go give me data somehow. Otherwise,
earlier
without
than
data, the
11.
show is not changing. Give me more data, and I'll figure it out. How about that?
Also, the wife has ruled no earlier than 11.
Okay. Also, there's a humorous thing that you guys probably can't tell, which is this is a 55-inch 4K TV. The old 60-inch TV is sitting right behind it, which we're using as a giant block.
Screen.
So that you can't act.
Literally using it as a screen.
All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us this week. It was a lot of fun in After Dark. I hope you guys enjoyed it, too. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I need a little bit of extra time to post this particular one because I'm hungry. I want to go out. I don't want to deal with it right now. So Sunday, Monday for this one. So, all right. See you next week. Right now.